my name is Molly Robinson. I'm from the Pikes Peak Library District, and today we're going to be making piraguas from the movie In the Heights. In the movie, Lin-Manuel Miranda plays the piragua guy. Piraguas are a snow cone-like treat from the Puerto Rican community. The name comes from the words pirámide and agua, which means water pyramid. It refers to the shape of the snow cone. You'll see it at the end. Okay, so first we're going to go over our ingredients. You'll need water to freeze into ice, a pound of frozen cherries, a vanilla bean. I found these in the spice aisle at the grocery store. 3/4 cup of sugar, we'll measure that later, and 1/4 cup of water. You'll also need some supplies. You'll need a gallon-sized zip-top plastic bag, a cookie sheet, a rolling pin and or a mallet, depending on what you have, measuring cups, a 1/2 and 1/4 cup, a blender, a knife, a pot, a funnel, a timer. You can use the microwave timer or a timer on your phone, whatever works, a colander, cups and spoons for serving, and if you have one, a squeeze bottle. That makes pouring the syrup onto the ice easier. Okay, so the first step is to make your ice. You'll take your plastic bag and your water and fill the bag about 1/8 full. It doesn't need to be exact. Okay, there we go. It'll look like that. Then you want to leave a bunch of air in so the ice can expand and seal it up really tight. And you lay it flat on your cookie sheet and put it in the freezer. So now you're going to leave your ice in the freezer until it's frozen solid, and overnight is probably best for that. So next we're going to make our syrup. So you put the bag of frozen cherries, 1 pound, in the pot. Then you add the sugar, your 3/4, so I'm going to do a 1/2. Level it off with a knife if you want. There we go. Now 1/4. Okay. And then you add the water, 1/4 cup of water into the pot and stir it all up. It's a little tricky to stir because the cherries are still frozen. There we go. Okay, so next, before you add in the vanilla bean, you're gonna want to take it out, kind of flatten it a little bit, and cut it in half horizontally first, because you only need 1/2 the vanilla bean. There we go. Put the other 1/2 back. It will last for a while. You can look that up. All right, so now we're gonna cut the 1/2 of the vanilla bean that we're gonna use. So you're gonna slice it down the middle, watch your fingers. There we go. Sort of peel it open. You might have to get your fingernails in there a little bit. There. Okay, and you see it's full of this darker brown stuff. So you scrape that like this. There we go. And then put that into the pot. Okay, and then you put the whole vanilla beans skin in. You're gonna take that out later. Stir it up. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the stove now. Gonna turn this on, put it on medium-high, and we're gonna let that come to a boil, and once it's boiling, let it boil for 10 minutes and stir it occasionally. Alright, so I'm gonna turn that stove off and bring the this over here. Put that on the hot pad. Put that over there. And, okay, so I'm gonna strain this into a bowl so I can get the vanilla bean skin out. I'm doing it into a bowl because my colander is gigantic, but if yours is a little smaller, you could probably do it straight into the blender. Then I'm gonna take the vanilla bean skin out, fish that out of there, put that there. Okay, so I'm gonna scoot this over, pull it off. Let's get these cherries in here. Might make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. We can clean that up. There we go. Set that down, then I'm going to pour the juice in. There we go. And I'm going to blend that until it's smooth. Alright, I'm going to take the lid off. It should be just about blended. Check it with the spoon. It should be thick sauce. Now it looks perfect. Alright, and I'm gonna leave the lid off so it'll cool faster. I'm gonna take that out and put it in the fridge. Alright, so our ice should be frozen. So I took it out of the freezer. Now I'm gonna open the Ziploc bag to let the air out. Down gently. Get the air out of there so it doesn't pop. Well, there we go. And then it doesn't pop while you're crushing it. Then you close it up again. All right, so now that we have the air out, we're gonna seal it back up. There we go. Okay, and I like to crush the ice starting with a mallet to break it into chunks, and then use the rolling pin to crush it, and then back to the mallet to get any remaining pieces. But you can use whatever you have at home. Alright, so the ice is crushed into very small pieces, so now it's ready. Open that up. Take my paper cup, scoop that all in. It's gonna be overflowing a bit, but you're gonna pack it down with this. You take your funnel and you squish it down until it gets kind of that pyramid cone shape on the top. That's what makes it a piragua. Because the word piragua, like I said, comes from the words pyramid and agua, which is water in Spanish. Alright, so I poured my cherry syrup from the blender into the squeeze bottle, but you can also pour it just directly from the blender. I'm gonna squeeze that onto my ice. Just really saturate that, makes it more delicious. And there you go. Now you've finished making your In the Heights inspired treat, these piraguas. If you're interested, the library has some great books on Puerto Rican teens. This one is called Marcus Vega Doesn't Speak Spanish. It's by Pablo Cartaya. It's about a boy who travels from Springfield, Pennsylvania to Puerto Rico and searches for the father he never knew. This next one is called Never Look Back. It's by Lilian Rivera, and it's a retelling of the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. Driven to the Bronx by Hurricane Maria, a Puerto Rican girl must defeat the demon responsible with the help of her new friend Fayus. I'm Molly Robinson from the Pikes Peak Library District, and enjoy your piraguas!